So the best way I can describe this situation is by saying all Black lives matter, regardless of how you feel, because there are many white serial killers, there are many white murderers, there are many groups of white people that come out and protest with their guns all out. Police security, like that airport security thing. I've seen pictures where they like walk through airport security with guns, or they will walk through Walmart with guns on them. Like, white people have been allowed grace. They've been allowed to get their mental health issues seen about. If a white person is on drugs, the story is going to flip and become, oh, drugs is a horrible thing and we need to help people on drugs because it's them as a person. Like, whenever there is a crime in the white community, we're also able to see human and psychological factors and, oh, well, what was their childhood like? Like, all of that stuff gets explored. And we even have a serial killer movie about Jeffrey Dahmer. And it's just like, we have all of these white serial killer movies. And kill is a very strong word. So, yeah, if you guys are triggered by it, don't continue watching this video. So, do I think that anyone deserves to be shot down? Yes, there are some people I'm sure that can be deserving of being shot down. But do I think that Andrew Tekle Sundberg was one of them? No, he was not. So what brought him to everyone's attention is to call Black Lives Matter crazy, because 24-year-old woman, and she says that she has a black child, like 2 black children. She says she was cooking dinner and then a shot went through her kitchen. And she even called the police at 9:30. She said she heard something, but she didn't know what it was. And it really shook her up. She was scared. The police came at 10:03 p.m. And then they had this 6-hour standoff with the shooter. So there's been investigation into how many shots were fired into her home, and as far as I know, I'm thinking 2. I couldn't see evidence for like 6 shots, 20 shots. It was like 2. And so that had to have happened at 9:30. So for 6 hours, the boy was silent. He wasn't shooting up the place. In fact, the police were trying to de-escalate him and the situation. And then his parents were involved. They were texting him. They were trying to like talk him down so he doesn't shoot anymore. And from what I see, it just seemed like everything was going well. But then there were these 2 snipers who decided to shoot the boy, Andrew Tekle. And I didn't understand that, because again, you followed the protocol. You have 2 children protected. Like, the police, like, there's a video where the police go to the woman's door and she basically gives them her kids because she's like, I'm so scared for my life and just save my children first. It just seemed like he shouldn't have ended up dying. Even though he was an active shooter, like, I don't think he should have ended up dying. We know shooters have been given Burger King. Like, literally, they were hungry and the police drives them to Burger King. So you can't tell me that this boy, Andrew Tekle, who was 20 years old, deserves to be shot and killed. And then the police did kill another black person. So, according to a search warrant, while officers were attempting to evacuate the building, officers started taking fire, prompting them to leave the building and call the Minneapolis SWAT team. When the SWAT arrived, 2 people set up on a roof of a nearby apartment building. At some point during the standoff, 2 snipers shot the male subject. Sundberg died from multiple gunshot wounds, said the Hennepin County medical examiner. So, do I really think this boy deserved to die from multiple gunshot wounds from a basically third party? Because the SWAT team, these were two people on a roof. They never met him. They never saw him. They weren't communicating with him. Obviously, they weren't communicating that well with other officers. Like, do I think that two fucking snipers should have sat on a roof to kill him? No. And people hate that. They hate when you say all Black lives matter, even the ones who you deem worthy of being killed. No, they deserve a fair chance at life, a fair chance to change their ways. Like, what happened to mental illness? Now I read a comment saying, oh, Blacks trying to claim mental illness. You can't let them get away with anything. And it's like, isn't that the exact same thing we say about white people? White people have gotten away with mental illness for many years. And is it a valid reason? Yes, it is. It's a valid reason to help someone. It's a valid reason not to shoot to kill. Because people need access to mental health care, and it can prevent and lessen crime. So I'm gonna read what his mother said. I wish that I could wrap my arms around her and tell her I'm so sorry. Tekle was an imperfect human. We are all imperfect humans. He did not deserve to be picked off like an animal from the rooftop. That is true.